Now, since July, we are seeing very few cases. But once we look at a graph of Srinagar, this is something which should strike us. This is there's a small rise of cases in September in Srinagar. You might have heard that there were some lockdowns, some micro-containment zones were declared, especially around Lal Bazar, those areas, Sora area. So there was a slight increase in the number of cases in Srinagar itself. So we may say there was a subtle third wave in Srinagar. So we fingers still crossed, we may get more number of cases in coming times if we don't follow COVID appropriate behavior. But something which is very favorable for us that this third wave hasn't come yet, and hopefully it won't come if we follow COVID appropriate behavior. And something which has helped in uh, delaying or stopping the third wave is the vaccination. This is a snapshot of the vaccines given across the country as on yesterday. You can see 1 billion doses have been given. And in J&K itself, how much? 1 crore 42 lakh doses have been given, and among those who receive first dose has been almost 95 lakh. So the target is just around 1 crore. So almost 95% people have already received the first dose, and there are very few who haven't received that dose. And kindly take that dose. And once you have a chance of second dose, please take the second dose also. If you are taking Covaxin, take it after 4 weeks. If you are taking Covishield, take it after 12 weeks. And there are indications that we may need to go for the third dose also as a booster after 6 months or later. And many among us have started taking that also, because the vaccine associated antibodies doesn't last long. So the best thing is that even if you have taken vaccine, you need to follow COVID appropriate behavior. Keep wearing mask. Now it's winter, it's better to wear a mask. Those having cold insensitivity, it protects against other flu and other disease also. So this was our journey with regard to seroprevalence across J&K, from 2% in Pulwama last year in June to 92% this year in July. So from just being 98% susceptible, we have almost everyone among us have developed antibodies. But as I say, with a word of caution that these antibodies, especially developed after vaccination, doesn't last long, not more than 5, 6, or 7 months. So we need to keep protecting ourselves, and we need to follow COVID appropriate behavior. Otherwise, the chances of getting third wave is always there. Because if you look the interwave distance here in this flu diagram between the two waves, so we haven't reached that difference in the second wave and the subsequent third wave, possible third wave yet. So chances of third wave is already there, and it is the vaccine that has protected us from third wave. And please, again, my request, continue following COVID appropriate behavior unless WHO declares that we are COVID free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed Salim. Thank you for this expert address. It has braced our current advances on COVID-2 vaccination and myths associated with it. Thank you for bringing forth the importance of following COVID-19 SOPs and following COVID appropriate behavior. If there are any question answers, the session is open for interaction. So, okay, so
Is there any this long-term study which has shown that these vaccines are not having any long-term effect, side effects?
Vaccines are very new. So it started just with healthcare workers in January this year. So it's just 9 months since the first vaccines were received in the country itself. And 9 months is a very short time to find long-term consequences of vaccination. With regard to the myths associated with vaccination, as I talked about females, they have issues with regard to fertility and other similar things. Also emerged for polio vaccination in 1990s. If you remember, especially in some parts of the Uttar Pradesh. For example, Muradabad. So Muradabad was called as the polio capital of the world because of the number of cases they had that time. But especially among the Muslim community, I will straight away talk about that. But later on, they understood that it doesn't cause, and had it been so that it caused infertility, there wouldn't have been any population as of now, because 25 years has elapsed since Pulse Story started in 1995. So these myths doesn't stand for long. So that's why, but every vaccine has some side effects and what we call as adverse events following immunization. If we look in Indian setup, so for every vaccine to be given, a vaccination booth was to be established, and what they used to be a place for observation, where one used to observe for 20 to 30 minutes. But once we look at J&K, they started vaccinating at any place, even into the farms, into the villages, into the own shops, into the malls. So hardly anyone got any adverse. So that was a good thing that it didn't cause any adverse effect soon after vaccination or later on. Some myths are associated with that it causes cardiac complications like that, but we hardly had any reported case of any death associated with vaccine itself. So hopefully it won't have any long-term consequences also. We are hopeful. A big thing is that it prevents against severity and mortality. Some people do get some mild symptoms soon after vaccination, but that is among very few people. But the effects of this, as I already have shown, there's at least minimum 10% difference of developing antibodies among unvaccinated and vaccinated. So and it's always better to get vaccinated so that we are protected against this disease. Even there are some things going among the people that people who have received vaccination do get disease because many a times people who have received vaccination, see, once a person gets infected, the virus gets embedded or lodged into the throat. So that vaccine doesn't protect lodgement of virus on the throat. It's the mask that protects. So once the virus enters the body, once we do the RT-PCR test, test positive. But the severity, the invasiveness of the virus into the body is prevented by the antibodies developed after the vaccination. So these people who have had vaccination but may later on have positive tests, they don't get severe infections first thing, and we haven't seen anyone who had died after receiving both the shots of vaccination, at least in our part. So this is that. Hopefully, we don't get any severe complication. Let's hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have one more question. Yes.
So basically, when we say vaccination, when vaccination it activates our immune system and develops memory cell, that we all know. But what is it that the memory in case of this COVID is so short, only 5 to 6 months? Why does this memory get
Every vaccine has its own quality. Like we give measles vaccine, it gives protection for lifelong. We give some vaccines like where we need to give two shots. So different vaccines are differently. But for us, COVID has we need initially two vaccines. As I said, we may need a booster, and time may come. Like every winter, we are taking flu vaccines over last few years now, especially among the elderly population and high risk population. Even some families, families are taking flu shots now. And maybe in coming years, we may have COVID vaccine every year in our immunization schedule, so that we have a continuous build-up of antibodies against infection. This infection may remain within our community as an endemic disease. We are not sure that it will be eradicated so soon. So we may need repeated vaccination shots against this disease.
Thank
Doctor,
you.
thank you for a wonderful talk and it was most relevant. The question to you is, since of children who are not yet actually vaccinated, what's the special this advisory, what is the special precautions
As I
children
showed,
need to?
as I
This is part of your lecture.
as I discussed, among the sample population under 18, 78% among the children showed antibodies. That means they have every third out of four child is already having antibodies. So though, as I said, it's not always that vaccine that protects. It's the infection within the families. As I said, 80 to 90% of people who get infected doesn't show symptoms. So majority of our children have already got infection from their adult population, and they have developed antibodies also. And many a times we see children getting admitted in our pediatric hospital, what we call as multi-system involvement because of COVID. It remains they had fever and they have some constitution symptoms for respiratory system, but they get treated and within a week's time they are back home. So almost every child presently has got infection. And once they will, Government of India is starting vaccination soon in the age of 12 to 18 years, and hopefully that will build up the immunity in the children. Uh, I believe it was the right time in the month of August and September to go for opening of schools also, because majority of children had already developed antibodies, but government was very keen not to expose them further. That's why they didn't open the school. But hopefully, let's hope we get the vaccine soon for children and their academic sessions also start.
Thank you. We have one more question from a student. Just kindly come forward. The mic.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, क्या आप हमें बता सकते हैं कि people जनरल पब्लिक क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं वैक्सीनेशन के लिए? Like जिनके लिए मैंडेटरी क्या है बस वही जा रहे हैं. Like students, government employees, या health personnel. जनरल पब्लिक क्यों नहीं जा
If
रहे
you look at the data, can you take the next slide?
Next, previous slide.
हैं? Sir, मैंने देखा था हमारे लोगों को भी वैक्सीन देता है वैक्सीन.
नहीं आप देखिए next slide. नहीं वही
Yes, and go slide A1.
Overall. Yes. So the eligible population for vaccination in J&K is 1 crore. Because we are taking
That's the census of 2011.
see that needs a clarification. So which population had it since then?
So maybe 5-6 lakhs.
नहीं वो किस एज ग्रुप में आ गई है? वो किस एज ग्रुप में आ गई है?
The younger generation.
So why children included in this group?
Sir, ये जो numbers है ना ये numbers है.
They are exactly as per the data, as per COVID. So we don't need any, we need not to raise objections on the authenticity of the data. But the population which was born from after 2011 are the children. So they come into the 0 to 10 year age group. So what we are presently giving vaccine is the above 18 group. So hardly it hasn't affected
My question
the
is
number.
जनरल पब्लिक क्यों नहीं जा रहा है वैक्सीनेशन के लिए?
See, 94 lakh people have already received the first dose out of 1 crore. There are few people. It's not a mandatory. It's not mandatory. It's voluntary. Still voluntary.
तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ जैसे मैं रहता हूँ हम गाँव में अगले वहाँ पे like 5,000 population है vaccination hardly 1,000 people बाकी
So
what about 4,000?
that's why you should be ambassadors for telling them to go for vaccination. What my purpose of coming here was to sensitize you the purpose of vaccination. That helps to build up the immunity against infection. That is the reason. So if you have learned that 10% of people got more immunity because of vaccination, so it will definitely help those. So you cannot enforce it like law that unless people get vaccinated, you won't get the benefits. So it has to be voluntary. That's why there are many people within the community also who are resistant and reluctant to go for
आप
vaccination.
बेटे ये बताइए आपका पर्पस क्या है क्या पूछना चाहते हैं we are not actually getting you are saying that 50% of the population from your place is not going for vaccination
हाँ बाकी चुपचाप बैठे करें बाकी
आप बताइए
लो ओ बेटा
ये जो फिगर बताई गई है 94 लाख 82,000 ये तो जनरल पॉपुलेशन का ही है इसमें सिर्फ हेल्थ केयर वर्कर्स ही शामिल नहीं है इसमें टोटल पॉपुलेशन शामिल है ये कहा जा रहा है कि 2011 की जो सेंसस की मुताबिक पॉपुलेशन हमारी 1 करोड़ है जिसमें से 94 lakh 82,000 people have already got the first dose of vaccination, right? So that means that it is the general public who has actually come forward. Maybe in your place there is some kind of problem. Only 10% people have gone for vaccination. It doesn't mean that it is prevalent across the state or across the union territory. Oh yes, if you are now aware, you can take this sensitization move in your area, telling them that how vaccination actually saves from the infection. so that more and more people from your area also come forward for vaccination. यही तो है ना आपका.
Any other question?
Hello, sir. I'm from the Department of Environmental Sciences. So today my question is regarding the post-COVID effects that we have as children or as adults in us. So I had COVID last year, and since then I'm feeling a little bit low in my bones, and there's weakness and etc. There's a lot of hair fall even. I went for the vaccination. The question I'm asking you today is regarding, do vaccines help us to overcome the post-COVID effects that we have in our body?
As always, COVID per se has a long-term effect, COVID disease itself. That's called as long COVID. It may go beyond years. There have been diseases or complications associated with it, which cause mental issues, which cause cardiovascular issues, which cause skin issues. So a lot of issues have almost every organ is getting affected with COVID. Some people get less effect, some get long-term effect. There have been cases of getting depression because of that, cases of getting cardiovascular events following that. People have getting hair loss. Majority of people have loss of taste and smell associated with it, and for some it was the first diagnosis. So a lot of things are occurring because of COVID. COVID vaccination does help to boost the immunity already provided by the infection. So infection is the first thing that provides the immunity. Once we get an infection, the antibodies start developing. Once we receive a vaccine, it actually acts as a booster, not a primary vaccine. So because already we have got infection, so the first shot which we receive becomes a booster. So your antibody response increases, and the chances of getting next infection is very rare. So this year we found many people presenting with COVID again who had got COVID last year. But once you receive a vaccine, there's a rare chance of getting infection once again. But whether it really helps in reducing the infection, the complication, it has not been studied till now, and we don't find any data relevant to it in our literature as of yet.
Thank you. One more question.
Sorry, sir. My name is Hasib. I'm from IC7 Environmental Science. So I have been fully vaccinated with Covaxin basically. So it was not my first priority, but back then they were not vaccinating us with Covishield because I was above 18 and they were not vaccinating people who were below 45 with Covishield. So, sir, I want to ask you a question.